Tropical system pushing rain in our area already this morning. It's fairly light and patchy right now in the triangle, a little heavier down south. I'll show you when you'll see most of the rain and how much it'll be.
The WRAL storm tracker is on the roads as you're preparing for what may be a wet commute. This is what it looks like right now. Some light rain on 401 in Garner.
And the man suspected in the apparent assassination attempt of former President Donald Trump has a long criminal record here in North Carolina. The investigation the FBI is launching into what happened at Trump's Florida golf course.
And more economic development on the way to Johnston County. What we're expecting to learn today about another company's expansion and the hundreds more jobs it could bring. Meanwhile, here on this Monday, a tropical system is going to bring lots of rain to our area. We're already starting to see those light showers right now. Thanks for joining us at 6 o'clock. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Jeff Hogan. Thanks for making us part of your routine here. Rainy days and Mondays. You know, it's a rough start to the work week. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. As we look right now, that radar, it is moving into our area.
Yeah, it is a WRAL weather alert day for this tropical system that is going to bring us some significant rainfall in the next 24 hours. Right now around the triangle, it's fairly patchy and light. We'll zoom in here. We just had a wave of rain come through Raleigh. We're seeing some showers in Garner, and then moving across the airport into southern Durham County and Chapel Hill. You're next in line to see some of this, some rain in Pittsboro. It's a little heavier as we head down to the south. Steady rain in Fayetteville and Clinton and over towards Southern Pines and in Hoke County. This will continue to increase in intensity as we get through the day, especially after lunchtime. You can see here just a little bit of dampness on the street here on Fayetteville Street from our Jimmy V camera. We have a flood watch in effect through tomorrow morning, a level 1 risk for isolated tornadoes in our eastern counties. And again, all this really intensifies once we get into the afternoon. The flood watch is in effect for our entire viewing area, 2 to 5 inches of rain and some isolated tornadoes from Raleigh eastward, especially closer to the coast. Here's a look at Futurecast. You can see the scattered showers across our area this morning. We'll move that ahead, and you can see by lunchtime it really begins to become more widespread across the area, and the colors, the yellows and the oranges showing up down south, are where the rainfall is likely to be a little bit heavier for us. And that continues into the evening and overnight tonight. A potential tropical cyclone 8 has winds of 50 miles per hour, but it doesn't have a closed circulation, so it still is a potential tropical cyclone moving through South Carolina toward the mountains of North Carolina. But we're on the east side of it where that rainfall is likely to be heaviest, and it really picks up in intensity as we get into tonight. We can see winds gusting up to 40 miles per hour, but I'll walk you through the timeline for winds with the system coming up, Ken.
At 6:02, Elizabeth, because of the rain coming in, we have the opportunity to combine a live traffic sensor with a dual Doppler 5000 this morning. We also have the WRAL storm tracker out on the roadways this morning. Laura Levine is on 401 heading toward the Garner area. Set the scene for us, if you will, Laura.
Hey, Ken, good morning. Yes, we're here in the storm tracker tracking the conditions. I can tell you we just got to the Fuquay Arena area on North Main Street, taking a look at the roads. You can see that light drizzle coming down, and over the past 30 minutes this has really been steady. This light rain coming down. You can see our windshield wipers going at a nice and slow and steady pace at this time, but we are seeing the roads begin to get a little wet here. So of course, if you're heading out this morning, be mindful that throughout the course of the morning and later today that this rain is going to pick up. Ken, I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, absolutely. And also be mindful of the speed limit. And if you see a crash, definitely try to move over one lane just to give law enforcement an opportunity to work those crash scenes safely. We are monitoring a serious crash on Six Forks Road near Lynn Road this morning. We're not seeing any major issues in that particular area, but just watch for some police activity. We're also seeing a couple of disabled vehicles, one at Bryan Creek Parkway and Glenwood Avenue, the other one at Sunnybrook Road and Pool Road. But elsewhere around the Wake County and surrounding communities, delay-free on most of our major roads.
Ken, thanks. Emergency management crews are ready this morning to respond to impacts from this storm system. You know, it was just over a month ago that Tropical Storm Debbie brought whipping winds, soaking rains, and tornadoes that caused flooding and power outages. Duke Energy expects some area to lose power again in this storm, especially as winds off the coast move inland and mix with heavy rain.
Your time is 6:04 this morning in the WRAL Live Center. Good morning. I'm Chris Lovingood here showing you two cameras today that kind of gives you an illustration of what we're seeing in terms of that system Elizabeth was talking about. What you're seeing here is Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and I want to point your attention to this flag that's on this pole, the flag that's right here, and the flag that's right here. You'll just see how the wind is making these flags just flap back and forth here. And then beneath this pier, this column I've been kind of paying attention to because I've seen so many waves crashing against that, just showing you how far and how strong the waves and the winds are with this. But this one over here, this camera is in Surf City, North Carolina, and you see how it's wobbling back and forth there. You see the rain right there against the lamps that are up. That just shows you right there how powerful, again, the rain's coming down, the waves that are crashing against the pier in the bottom right corner of your screen. So we're going to keep monitoring more of these cameras as the day progresses here. But these two right here, this one in Surf City and that one in Myrtle Beach, definitely the ones giving a good illustration of how this system's moving.
And a preview of what's to come. Chris, thank you. WRAL will closely monitor the system, providing live reports from the Triangle to the coast today. We'll keep you updated on the threat of flooding and other potential impacts, offering all the essential information you and your family need to stay informed and safe.
This morning, the FBI is launching a global investigation to learn how an apparent potential assassin got within a few hundred yards of former President Donald Trump. Law enforcement says this would-be shooter was just outside the fence at Trump's golf club in Florida while the former president was playing around nearby. Secret Service agents spotted the man and shot toward him as they say he was lying in wait. Trump is thanking the Secret Service and other law enforcement for their efforts to keep him safe.
In a post to his Truth Social account just before midnight, Trump said, quote, "I would like to thank everyone for your concern and well wishes. It was certainly an interesting day." He went on to thank everyone who kept him safe and said he's very proud to be an American. In her own statement released just before 11 p.m., Vice President Kamala Harris said in part, "As we gather the facts, I will be clear. I condemn political violence. We all must do our part to ensure that this incident does not lead to more violence." She also said she is thankful Trump is safe.
Also, Renee, House Speaker Mike Johnson posted this photo along with former President Trump last night after the assassination scare. Johnson said he and his wife spent several hours with Trump at his Mar-a-Lago estate. Johnson posted this photo to X, calling Trump unstoppable and thanking God for protecting him once again. The federal government is taking over the case against the suspect, Ryan Routh. Local authorities were able to take him into custody shortly after the apparent assassination attempt. Law enforcement say they found an AK-47 style rifle, a GoPro, and other items left behind by the suspect in the bushes near Trump International Golf Club.
This morning, we've learned more about Routh's North Carolina ties. Routh's LinkedIn account shows he attended North Carolina A&T University. The North Carolina Department of Adult Corrections has dozens of records for him dating back to 2002. Charges that year include possessing a weapon of mass destruction, which is a felony. Records also show in 2003, Routh was sentenced for driving without a license, carrying a concealed weapon, and hit and run. In 2010, he was convicted of possessing stolen goods. The local Fox station in Greensboro reports Routh lived in that area before moving to Hawaii sometime this year. This morning on Today, a live report from West Palm Beach, Florida, plus analysis of what happened from the FBI and Secret Service. Today airs at 7 right here on WRAL.
Also today, we'll get more information about economic development that could bring hundreds of new jobs to Johnston County. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey joins us live in Selma, and it's just the latest in a series of economic announcements from that area. Kelsey, good morning.
Jeff, good morning. Today, local officials will talk about bringing a new food manufacturer to the area. Now, this would make the second company to come here to the Eastville development in less than 6 months. And this could bring about 200 jobs to the area. Now, a drug manufacturer expanded here in Johnston County back in June. People familiar with this new deal tell WRAL this could be a $35 million development. The county did not reveal the name of the company, but we could hear an announcement in just a few hours. Local officials are scheduled to discuss economic incentives for the company today. That's a sign that Johnston County is the company's choice. The county's economic development director, Chris Johnson, says this potential deal speaks to the area's growth.
We could be well over 450,000 people within the next 15 years. and well over 600,000 by the year 2050.
State economic leaders will also meet later this morning. It's likely that they'll be meeting about this development, but we're still working to confirm that. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Johnston County.
Today, the man accused of killing Moore County woman Alicia Watts is expected to make an appearance in court. James Dunmore is scheduled to be in a Montgomery County courtroom this afternoon. He's accused of killing Watts last year. She was his girlfriend. A judge previously denied a motion from Dunmore's attorney asking for his release from jail while he awaits trial. He's behind bars on $1 million bond.
Covering Wake County, you have another chance today to learn more about plans to move students to different schools next year. A virtual information session about the Wake County Public School System's student reassignment plan will be held at 7:30 tonight. It'll focus on Pleasant Plains and Balcom Elementary schools. There'll also be a public hearing in late October or early November at a specially called board meeting.
A change is coming for drivers on the US 70 bypass, the highway's new name and the new signs that are going up today.
Exciting night for the biggest names in television. Still ahead, the big moments from last night's Emmy Awards for stars of The Bear and Shogun.
And watching the potential tropical cyclone already pushing some rain into our area this morning around the Triangle. It's a little heavier already down to the south. I'll show you when you'll see the heaviest rain where you are.
Stay safe with the latest WRAL Weather Alert Day info. Get up to the minute weather and traffic conditions when you get in your car. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM, in Durham 96.5 FM, and everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:13, and we're already seeing some rain from our tropical cyclone that is sitting off the coast of South Carolina. Light and patchy around the Triangle this morning, and it's likely to stay that way for the most part, but it still could be enough for there to be some problems out there this morning. It's a little heavier down in Fayetteville, Clinton, and it's really, kind of moving on up toward Goldsboro. We'll zoom in here. A few light showers through Durham and Chapel Hill right now, but what's been happening in Wake County and Johnston County started to taper off just a little bit. We take a look at Fayetteville. This is a look right outside of our newsroom, and the sidewalk is wet. The streets are wet there with the rainfall that's been happening. And as we get into the afternoon, we'll see that chance really increasing from about 30 or 40% this morning to about 90% later this afternoon. So for the morning commute, just some pockets of light rain, breezy at times. As we get into the afternoon, we'll start to see that becoming a lot heavier, especially during the evening commute. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. Just a couple of crashes to report this morning. This one just happened on Lynn Road in the eastbound lane near Ray Road. Not seeing any delays in that particular area, but just look for some police activity if you happen to be navigating that area. This is another serious crash we've been monitoring now for the last hour or so on Six Forks Road, southbound near Lynn Road. Not seeing any particular issues in that area, but again, police activity in that area, so be careful as you go through there. Also around the Triangle and surrounding communities, really no major incidents to report, which is good news. Of course, Jeff, we have the WRAL Storm Tracker out on the roadways. We check in with Lori in about 10 minutes.
Also, Ken, this will get a lot of folks' attention. New this morning, Tito Jackson, a member of the famous Jackson 5, has died. According to a family friend, Jackson passed away while driving from New Mexico to Oklahoma yesterday. Just recently returned from Germany after having spent the summer touring with brothers Jackie and Marlon. Tito rose to fame in the 1970s, playing guitar for the Jackson 5 with his brothers Jackie, Jermaine, Marlon, and Michael. He was 70 years old.
33 people, including 3 children in Ukraine, are hurt after a Russian airstrike on a residential building. Authorities say the guided bomb struck the 10th floor, igniting a fire that spread through 4 stories. The Ukrainian Air Force says it shot down 10 of the 14 drones and 1 of the 3 Russian missiles. Congressional leaders are calling for legislative action on in vitro fertilization. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says a second vote on an in vitro fertilization bill is expected soon. In June, the legislation, which guaranteed access to the treatment, stalled. House Republicans are also pushing for Speaker Mike Johnson to hold a vote backing IVF before the election. Television's best showed up on the red carpet last night for the 76th Primetime Emmy Awards. There were some big wins and big upsets. WRAL's Michelle McConaughey is here now with the highlights. Michelle.
Yeah, Renee, let's begin with The Bear. The show was nominated for 23 Emmys, making it the most nominated comedy in history. They took home 11 trophies, including Outstanding Lead Actor and Best Supporting Actress. But comedy drama series Hacks upset The Bear after beating it out for the top honor of Best Comedy. Baby Reindeer also winning big last night. It scored 4 awards, and Jon Stewart took home an award for Best Talk Series after returning to The Daily Show. Shogun was the big winner in the drama categories. That show took home 18 Emmys total. Anna Sawai won Best Actress for her role. She and co-star Hiroyuki Sanada, who won Best Actor, are the first Japanese actors to win those categories.
To all the women who expect nothing and continue to be an example for everyone. Thank you so much.
So exciting for them. Other winners of the night included Jodie Foster. She won Best Actress in a limited series for True Detective Night Country. And Peacock's The Traitors won Best Reality Competition Series. And John Oliver's Last Week Tonight beat out Saturday Night Live for Best Scripted Variety Series.
A new interstate is getting its first signs in Wayne County today. The actual signs are going up on US 70 bypass around Goldsboro. It is changing names. It'll be known as Interstate 42 now. Nearly 200 signs will need to be changed. The first ones are going up today. This move is part of a plan to convert US 70 into an interstate from I-40 in Wake County all the way down to the coast.
It is 6:18, and we're expected to get a lot of rain within the next 24 hours, prompting flooding concerns. And this is on top of rain that we've already had, Elizabeth. We don't need this.
Boy, we remember, at least in Wake County, all those downpours that we saw on Friday. So that definitely ups our chances for flooding because we are already saturated and the creeks are running pretty high still. At least they certainly were over the weekend. Right now, it's starting off fairly light and patchy from Johnston County through Wake County, Durham and Orange counties. We'll zoom in here and you can see a little light rain moving through Chapel Hill and Durham. We had some showers roll through Wake County earlier. Those are starting to dissipate just a little bit, but there is plenty more to come. Well, let's head down to the south, and you can see Southern Pines, Hope Mills, Fayetteville, Clinton, all seeing some steadier rain right now. Not terribly heavy yet, but we're watching that low pressure system that is going to continue to move inland, and that will push more rain in this afternoon and overnight tonight. So it is a WRAL weather alert day. We have a flood watch in effect until tomorrow morning. 2 to 5 inches of rainfall total across our area, and some isolated tornadoes from Raleigh eastward, especially along and east of I-95. We do have that potential, of course, with any tropical landfalling system. The system itself sitting off the coast of Charleston and Myrtle Beach right now, already pushing in some pretty heavy rain along the coast, and you can see how that is lifting northward. So the system coming on shore over the next few hours, we're going to see heavy rain and gusty winds. That's really going to start to pick up for us around the middle of the day, and of course we'll be watching east of the triangle for that tornado threat. Here's where it is right now. Potential tropical cyclone 8, and then moving on shore in South Carolina up toward the mountains of North Carolina. But typically with tropical systems, we see the heaviest rain on the north and east side, and that's also where we have the best chance of tornadoes. So that puts us in the position to see some of that heaviest rain. We take a look at Futurecast and push that ahead, and you can see here at lunchtime much more widespread rain, some of that heavier rain down to the south, the yellow and orange color contours. That's where we could see as much as 4 to 5, maybe even some pockets of 6 inches around Fayetteville and Clinton. And you can see here at Fayetteville showing up at 5 inches. Clinton's going to be right about the same. 2 to 3 inches around the triangle, maybe 2 inches up near the Virginia line. Strong wind gusts too. We'll see gusts with this at 20 to 25, fairly widespread, but there may be some gusts, especially in our southern counties, up to 40 miles per hour, and that could cause some power outages. So flooding is going to be the biggest threat out of this, and of course we'll have the potential for some strong gusty winds and a chance of tornadoes with this too. Here's a look at Fayetteville, where we've had some showers. You can see the wet conditions there on the sidewalk and the streets. Temperatures around the area are mostly in the upper 60s right now, and we're looking at low 70s across our area for highs this afternoon. Once we get past tomorrow, it's still not over. Look at this. Wednesday, 40% chance, Thursday, 40, and Friday, 60% chance. We'll talk more about how much rain we could see as we get through the rest of the week. So, once we get through with this, we're still not really done.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, how are things looking out there right now?
Well, how about if we go back to the weather map over here, and we'll show you exactly what's going on, because right now we're seeing the major road rage that's happening in There's a crash right now on Lynn Road and near Ray Road. No major traffic incidents to report this morning. Just keep an eye on the police activity in that area. Also, right now we have a crash, a disabled vehicle on Sunnybrook Road near Pool Road. We're not seeing any major problems in that area, but just keep in mind to watch out for the police activity. We do have the WRAL storm tracker out on the roadways this morning. Laura Levine is in the storm tracker this morning, giving us a look. She's on 401 North. You can see the windshield wipers going this morning. Just be mindful of your speed limit this morning. And if you see a crash, it's really important to move over one lane. That's the law, actually, and let you know exactly what's going on. And let those law enforcement officers work that crash scene safely. Don't forget, if you're heading out this morning, we can keep you posted. You can listen to us on WRAL News Plus all over the Triangle at 101.5 HD3.
Thanks, Ken. A pivotal hearing for the future of TikTok is happening today. And coming up, how the Chinese app's owner, ByteDance, is challenging this new national ban.
And the NFL's top draft pick struggled in his primetime debut. How Caleb Williams stacked up against another young star quarterback, C.J. Stroud.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
One winner at last night's Emmy said his acceptance speech made him feel like Sarah McLachlan in the SPCA ads.
Yeah, Ken Smith is here now with What's Trending on our Monday morning, Ken.
Yeah, Jeff and Renee, we're talking about John Oliver. He paid tribute to his family dog while accepting an award for his show last week tonight. The walk-off music started playing just as Oliver said his family recently had to say goodbye to their beloved pet. He wrapped up his speech by honoring all dogs.
And he kind of made a joke about that with the get off the stage music playing as he was talking about his dog that died. He was like, oh, well, that's the perfect music as we said goodbye to my pet.
Oh.
But I know it's kind of like sad with that humor that
Right.
John Oliver,
Start
getting
that
off the stage.
when the music is already going. You know, that was tough.
I know, but his quick wit always
really
works. Well, how about this? The new Beetlejuice movie, a big hit at the box office. It made more than $51 million in its second weekend in theaters. That's almost 5 times more than the second place movie. Beetlejuice is already in the top 10 highest grossing movies of this year.
Yeah, Speak No Evil, the second place movie, raking in $11 million. But in 2 weeks, this thing has brought in $280 million globally. So
it's a juggernaut.
Big numbers, yeah. People like it.
Well, fans been waiting a long time for that sequel. Ken, thanks. Fayetteville Technical Community College will hold a ribbon cutting this morning at its new Nursing Annex building over on Hall Road. It's connected to the Nursing Education and Simulation Center. Today's ceremony starts at 9 a.m.
The FBI is launching a global investigation into what it calls an apparent assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. What we are learning about the suspect, including how his son describes him.
And already beginning to see some rain across our area, especially in our southern counties. We've had a few showers around the Triangle as well. We'll talk about how that will affect your morning commute as we get through this WRAL weather alert day with our tropical system.